microfiche.
Some library, like those open late.
Harrison Ford is a quarter Jewish.
And, especially with these Harvard writers, everything has to be precise.
Right.
About.
That must have been so disappointing, man. Someone running back and you find out they're not Jewish, and you had a perfect line about them. Or not. I don't know.
It never happened.
Oh, okay, well.
No, Sandler came up with all the funny ones.
Not too shabby.
Four of us wrote it, but he wrote all the...
Who wrote the Sarah Silverman program? Was it a lot of different people? Did you write most of it, or was
It was
Brian?
like 5 of us.
Okay.
Brian wrote an episode. He wrote the last episode of
Was
the
that the
whole
tab
series.
one? Oh, no, that was...
No.
I love that.
Let's see. It was, Dan Harmon before he was fired by me.
Got it.
So brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
He describes it best, where he's, in hindsight, I think he said that I said, there's only room for one batshit crazy person, and it has to be me. But he's so amazing.
I've heard that.
But then Rob Schraub really is the whole look of it and the feel of it. And Dan Sterling, Chris Romano.
Wait, what do you mean by that? He was the set decorator? Or?
No, it was
He's a producer.
He directed almost every episode, and also he just has such a specific look.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it just looked cartoony.
Yeah, it was
kind
great.
of,
Yeah,
like,
when you
very,
took too much
like-
primary
cough syrup,
colors
all that shit.
Yeah, like all the animatics. and,
Playhouse kind of.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
Mr. Show-esque, some of those scenes, too.
Well, a lot of
like,
Mr. Show
fantastic.
people, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Jay Johnston, oh my
and
God.
Brian, yeah. Oh, that
And
was
Harris
fantastic.
Whittles. It was his first job. He was a intern at Comedy Central.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he was like, it was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
So mad.
had the
Whittles
same...
invented humble brags, right?
Yeah. I don't think that's what he wanted to be known for.
Oh, really?
But I think he will be.
I think that would be pretty cool.
He's so brilliant. He came up with the best lines. Like we had this bit, and we didn't know where to put it until we just had it. You know, how you just put stuff in like a
Crowbar it in.
yeah. And so there's an episode where I wake up and I'm like 9 months pregnant. So I go to my abortionist, Ron Lynch, and he's like, I can't give you an abortion. You're like 8.5 months pregnant. And I'm like, I write something down, slide it to him, and he looks at it and just says, please. That was Harris. And then a Jay Johnston line, his friend dies and he's just sobbing beside himself, and my sister goes, he died doing what he loved. And Jay goes, he loved dying?
I don't know why. I just kept rewinding a scene when it first came out, was when you pulled up next to me. I'm like, hey, same car.
So
so
I'm just in
stupid.
this really happy-go-lucky mood and a meme.
How was
Yeah,
your
you
process
did
in the
good.
writing room? Were you there all the time?
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
we
you
would,
take anything from SNL onto
like stuff I learned?
just that, guys, if you wrote a sketch, you're sort of in charge of it, and Lauren it was a writer.
Well, it's a narrative show, so we would just all be in the room.
But many Hollywood shows, it's a complete schism between the performers and the.
No, right. If it's somebody's script, I mean, we all wrote it together. We all wrote the outline together,
Yeah.
and then once we had a detailed outline, then whoever was assigned it, usually the person whose idea it was, or the main idea was, for someone who really wants it, they'll go off and write it.
Yeah.
And they'd be on set. We didn't do any overlap because I had to be in the. I wanted to be in the writers' room the whole time, and then we'd start shooting when all the scripts were done. So it wasn't like there was overlap. So all the writers could be on the set if they wanted to be, or if they didn't want to be, they don't have to be. But So
Wait, are you saying you shot the show in sequence after all of the scripts were written?
Well, for the season, we wrote all of them, and then we shot them. And then because I didn't know that any better, I insisted that we shot 2 weeks on, 1 week off, 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and Comedy Central let us do it.
Oh, wow.
But I only have so many vital hours in a day, and I also don't have stamina.
Yeah.
I don't have the stamina of the average person, and that's that.
Yeah.
But
There's nothing I can do about it.
Showrunners have a lot of stamina, though.
Well, great, but like if I'm in fucking in the most of the show, I need to rest.
Yeah.
Because I was just going to suggest that you run over to Netflix with it, you know, because a lot of people want to keep seeing the rest of the shows.
Oh, that's so nice. I feel like it's pretty forgotten.
They buy the old ones. Well, but you were at a bad time, don't you think, at Comedy Central? Like, you were right before they gave shows.
Well, and the head of Comedy Central was not a fan of comedy in any way.
Yeah,
so that was a bit hard.
Yeah.
But it was pretty great. We got to make the show exactly what we wanted to do, you know.
Right.
But it's, and then the writer's strike happened in the middle of it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. But
that's not a bad idea. I mean, I know so many people would love to see
Well, we're pitching. I'm pitching to produce a show for Steve and Brian, a spin-off show.
I don't know Steve.
Steve Agee?
Oh, Brian? Steve. Oh, Steve and Brian. I thought you said Steve and Brian.
No,
I was like,
Steve and Brian.
Oh, that'd be great.
Comedy Central isn't involved, but it would be
did I get
basically
angry?
about them.
Oh, did I get angry?
Yeah, why are you so pissed
Sorry,
off?
I apologize. Yeah, they're so goddamn good together.
Yeah.
Oh, that spin doc. Oh, there's so many funny scenes with those two.
Aww.
But there's so much great stuff on it. I know, it was so fucking funny.
That makes me feel so nice.
You know, Sarah, when you talk about aging in Hollywood as a woman, you know, which is a tough thing. And, you know,
I have this finger painted for it. Aging women in
Raising
Hollywood.
awareness.
I don't mean to make fun of it because I love that.
There's a thing, or I don't know if it's still going on, but in Palm Springs, it's called Palm Springs Follies. And it's all like old people, you know, and they have dancers from the 40s and 30s, and this guy Rip is the MC, and he does old corny jokes, and then there's these two old 90-year-olds that have a vaudeville act. And then they have a special guest every week. So I took my mother, and the special guest was Gloria DeHaven, or I don't know, but she knew her. And she's like, oh, I can't wait to see her. And then, so a big screen comes down and shows Gloria DeHaven in these movies. Most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life, you know. Gorgeous, long, blonde hair, and just like translucent skin. Just gorgeous, wide, doe-eyed. And they go, here she is in real life, boxy lady. Looks exactly like my mother who's sitting beside me. I'm like, God damn, that's cruel. That, you know, why do all ladies have to even out to look the same at a certain age?
Well, I always wonder, like, what comes first, the short frosted tips or the no sexuality? But, yeah, I don't know, but I'm trying to embrace it because, you know, I live in a building that's all women with crazy filler faces.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, they must look in the mirror and be like, I look like I'm 20.
Oh, it's terrifying.
But it's just...
It's so much better to age gracefully.
Be okay
Yeah,
about
exactly.
it. That's all right.
Oh, that's gas.
You gotta have other qualities.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was thinking about Bill Murray. Here he is. He didn't have any work done. So then, you know, everyone else did. So by default, he becomes authentic looking.
He's the only one who can play his age.
Yeah. Exactly. And I remember Jackie Gleason got, at the end of his life, work done. I'm like, well, you're Jackie Gleason. What are you, nuts? Like, why are you know, like a leading man? It doesn't make any sense. You think he would like extra wrinkles to work with.
Yeah, men are a lot of times, I mean, they age so nice, you know.
Yes, they're lucky, huh?
Yeah,
look at
I think
Adam.
women can age nice. We just have to change the perception of it, like that there's some sort of failure on their part by not dying.
Right. Can you change perception? Like one time I remember there was a magazine and it said, you know, Elle or some ladies' magazine, big breasts are out. And I was like, can you really do that? And like, look, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What if you're? You can't help.
Yeah.
You want to like it this season?
Yeah. Like, well, I'm gonna get rid of them. What happens when they come back in?
So in 1996, those huge juicy tits.
Yeah. Everybody hates those big, heavy, juicy tits. Gross.
Icky. No.
There was a girl that used to hang around SNL. So she'd be standing like this far from you, and her breast would be touching your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like it was insane. And
it's not her fault.
no, of course not. But
it's just her human body.
You know, they broke up.
It's like saying, God, Norm, he stands near me. His cock is nowhere near me. Can you believe this guy? Sorry.
But that's good.
Then they break up.
You know, it'd be bad if. But she makes nice handbags now, and she's a nice lady. That's what Dana used to do. Remember when he used to read this?
When you used
Wait, no, when Dana did Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
I think Smigel gave him this idea, but the idea was like after he'd say something, because it was for a morning audience, had that morning show, Regis. You'd have to apologize so they'd know it wasn't serious. They're all old ladies. So I go, anyways, Bernadette Peters is going to be with us in a while. Anyway, I show up for work, and every day I have a donut with sprinkles on it. Today, I walk in, I'm told Bernadette Peters ate my 2 donuts with the sprinkles on them. Anyway, she's a fine lady, and she'll be... I'd have to, apologize. Step it back.
Oh, we gotta go to a break.
Okay, well, let's go to a break.
We'll be right back.
Subscribe to Nom Burger King.